What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Tyranny, where people have stuff to say right now, so we should probably speak with them.
At least in theory, I'm supposed to be observing history and not getting myself wrapped into it. All the same, this is the thrill of a lifetime. Rarely does one stand so close to monumental moments in the making. For the moment, the Scarlet Chorus could be considered an ally. Let us hope the Archon of Secrets continues to find you entertaining enough to remain friends. The Disfavored, on the other hand, will be a certain threat. The Civil War has removed Ash's pretense to play well with others. So, I must ask, are you planning on taking sides in the Civil War? Or do you have other plans?
I'm a servant of the Archon of Justice. That much has not changed.
Dutifully spoken. It is Tunon's duty to arbitrate matters between the Archons, so this rift between Ash and Nerat certainly falls under his jurisdiction. And here you are, thrust in the middle of the dispute. No doubt the mighty adjudicator will be relying heavily on you to get to the truth of the matter. Whatever you do next, consider that many eyes will be upon you, for you have both delivered and taken away the Overlord's edicts, and few will know how to make sense of the latter. You are an exception the Archons cannot afford to ignore. They will likely aim to control or destroy you.
Have you heard of edicts being broken before?
Most of Kairos' edicts were either worded to end in a manner of the Overlord's choosing, or the edicts have simply continued in perpetuity. That's not to say there haven't been stories of broken edicts. They're just uncommon. The oldest is, I think, Golbraith and the Edict of Sorrows, and that tale dates back to around the year 110. Aside from you, the most recent was the Edict of Twisting Grasses, back in 380. In all these stories, Kairos' edict very clearly gives its victim a single way to escape, and someone manages it. What's never happened is the pure abatement of an edict, like using a spell of warding or cancellation.
That'd be so badass if you were that guy. The Overlord Kairos, he's like, oh, I'm gonna put this edict on you. And you're like, no, you're not, son. And you swat it away like a beach ball. And he's like, oh, no, I can't handle this pure awesome. I'm gonna fall in line. Let me worship you. That's how I see it going anyways. Let's get going. Who else got shit to say? Who else got shit to say?
So, the Scarlet Chorus and Disfavored are at each other's throats. Can't say I didn't see that coming, but the Archons might have waited until one war was over before they started another.
Do you think I made the right decision?
Fighting with the Scarlet Chorus? Oh, never doubt yourself for backing the winning team. The Chorus has the best chance of succeeding in the tiers. For all their skill, the Disfavored are too stubborn by far. Who can say? War is all about compromising your morals, deciding who lives and dies. What seems like a mistake turns into your greatest call down the road. I'll say this much, our time together is anything but dull. My blades are yours for as long as you'll have me.
Well then, let's be off. Ebb nods at your approach and offers a curt bow.
What is it you need?
We should discuss matters at hand.
I have a great deal of ambivalence regarding the Scarlet Chorus. Nerat is worse than Kairos, yet many in the Chorus were my countrymen. Most of them fighting because they will suffer worse indignities if they do not. So I must ask, what is your goal behind working with the voices of Nerat?
I don't like any of these answers. It's just that the game forced... There should be option number 4. The game forced me to pick a side. The game forced me to pick a side. I don't give a shit about either of these things. I'm just an arbiter. I'm just trying to make sure everybody gets along. I'm that guy in the ball pit right now, making sure the 4-year-olds don't beat each other to death with plasticky balls. You know, it is what it is.
I'm not sure I find your silence on this matter of much comfort. I trust you don't wish a genuine alliance with that thing. There are much better ways to get us all killed.
Let's return to our travels. Yeah, so far I don't think the game has represented my interests very well. Like with the way that I view things. It's unfortunate. It seems to very much try to shoehorn the player into taking a side and being like, yeah, I'm Scarlet Chorus. Yeah, I'm disfavored. And I don't like either side. Both sides have their issues, and I'm just trying to be the guy in between right now. Welcome back, kid. Amusing as it would have been to watch the edict drop. Guess I'm glad you lived. Bleden Mark, Archon of Shadows, rouses from a faraway stare, turning to face you with a wry smile. Though he stands still, he seems to sift in and out of the shadows that shroud him. Sided with the Scarlet Chorus, huh? You like secrets and trickery. It's you, Archon of the Elderly. And time was of the essence. Ash was slow to act. I sided with the Archon that would assure my survival. It's not surprising that he'd be cautious. Ash's Legion has warred without reinforcements for many years. Unlike the Voices, when his soldiers die, his army dwindles. I imagine you're off to meet with the Voices for, well, whatever it is he has in mind. But first, you and I need to have a little chat. I'm listening. Everybody's keeping an eye on you because you did something nobody has done before. You gotta guess what that is to be, or you gotta guess what that was? Wow, there's all kinds of stuff right here. I'm the first to resolve an edict before its consequences came to pass? Close, but not quite. It's rare, but it's not the first time that Kairos has issued an edict primarily as a threat, providing the target sufficient time and motivation to comply in order to avoid the edict's punishing effects. Proclaiming an edict isn't new, neither is surviving or resolving the commandments of an edict, but you're the first to proclaim and resolve the very same edict, and it didn't kill you. In one fell swoop, you survived your second edict, resolved the very one you had proclaimed, and woke an arcane structure that had slept for several centuries. So why are you telling me this? Did I do anything wrong? Calm down, kid. It's not a list of charges. He thumbs the blade of his dagger and grins. Prosecution isn't part of my job description. Executing a judgment, well, that's another matter. I don't care what you do with the information, but you should know the danger you're in now that you've put yourself on the map. When dealing with the Voices, don't forget that he'll be doing everything he can to figure out what makes you different, and how he can use it for his own gain. Well, thanks for the advice. The Archon of Shadows shrugs to you in farewell, but his golden eyes are alight with interest as he watches you. So I've got that with Bleden Mark now. So how does that go? So Bleden Mark is on here. Oh, really? It gave him favor. He's pleased by my sly ways, impressed by my cunning ways. He's appalled by my words and actions. The Voices of Nerat thinks that I'm arrogant. Oh, that's cool how it goes through every single thing you've ever done, though. That's kind of cool. What's weird is that my favor history is like really, really high with them, and yet I did like, I guess I apparently... I think it just tanks your reputation with whoever you side against. What's weird is that it doesn't completely fill the meter for the one that you go with, though, so it seems like the penalty is greater than the reward. Eb's pretty high up on loyalty. She's got Tyranny's Embrace, Lifted into the Sky, Healing Allies and Harming Enemies. Oh, cool. She's kind of halfway in between both. Barrick's probably none too happy with me right now. Lantry's kind of in the middle somewhere. It looks like they're pretty grumpy with me too, man. I'm not making a lot of friends right now, am I? I am not making friends at all. It's weird because my favor history is so long, and yet my wrath history is so short. Ugh, brutal. Can I do anything with these menus over here? The Mountain Spire. How much cash do I have? I got a scroll. I need alchemy supplies and other things. I've got 19 bronze rings. I'm not really that wealthy right now. So we've got Vendrian's Well. Select a new region to view the information about its current edict. Oh, I can put out edicts and stuff too later. Cool. Let's maybe go... We'll go with Tanara. She teaches one-handed weapons and parry, which seems pretty good. Do I have to pay her like every month, or is she now just like at the spire and that's that? I guess we'll have to go back and find out later on.
I can't.
Let's leave the bastard city. So we need to go to Cacophony next to see what it is that they're trying to do over here. Jesus, almost a week to get over there. That's quite a walk. We gotta invest in getting some horses or something. I wonder how many random events there are on the road. Used to be a ton of them for some game, like for Baldur's Gate 2 and whatnot. There were a bunch of those things, unless I'm remembering wrong. I think I like Baldur's Gate 1 better than Baldur's Gate 2, though. Baldur's Gate 2 is better if you like strategy and you like really, really like fine-tuning your party. Baldur's Gate 1 is more fun, I think, if you're looking at storyline, just in my opinion.
I got it.
Man, you guys got them like triple stacked. You making man kebabs over here. Welcome to Cacophony, Fatebinder. Rod said to be expecting you. Alright, where can I find him? Northeast corner of the camp, near the only real buildings left. If he's not on his throne, he's wandering too far. He's not wandering too far from it. Alright, well, in we go. We'll find the voices around here. I will keep people lit up for now, and I'm going to talk to as many people in this area as I can with the intention of hopefully making some money. Subterfuge goes up. Ooh, bunch of potions. Yes, please. Overlord's blessings to you, Fatebinder. Regards and so on and so forth. Might be something I can help you with for the right price. What kind of price? The usual. I help you. You help me. Nothing too steep. Such as? Say I were to give you information and you're acting on that information then benefited me in some way or another. Would be a shallow price for a nice payout if you get what I mean. Okay, I'm looking to shed a little blood, make a few rings. Where can you point me? I might have heard wind regarding a squad of disfavored that are given the Bronze Brotherhood a go of it near Lethian's Crossing. Could be some rings in it for you. There's certainly some fingers to be had. Want me to bring back disfavored fingers? I want a finger from every hand, preferably taken before you kill the poor muckers. Do it and I'll pay you 10 rings each. Don't ask me where I'm getting the rings and I'll make it 15. So where are you getting the rings? Alright, well. Just what we need, a Fatebinder of the courts. Look, I understand my rank, but I can't just bite my tongue when Boss Man Dirge thinks to get away with a crime of such proportions without bribing me first. He grins maniacally, staring daggers at his gang boss even as he speaks to you. Frig you, Wrathrot. Dirge shakes his head, murder written on his sneer, as if you'd settle for a rent rump and fistful of rings. Admit it, the price you want's my head so you can stand atop our little crew. What crime is being charged? A capital one, Fatebinder, and I saw it with my own eyes. 3 nights back, Boss Man snuck into and out of the old walls, running Wisdom Rise. You shitface, Dirge barks at his subordinates. Think you can steal the throne when you're breathing around my blade in your chest? Or maybe it's your crafty forked tongue I should carve out first. He crosses his arms over his chest, simmering with indignation, but as he scowls, a hint of worry flickers across his brow. He licks his lips before entreating you to dismiss the complaint against him. Like I'd be dumb enough to risk my entrails scurrying about some fusty ruins. Think I don't know why they're forbidden? Scouring the old wall is just asking to incite Kairos' wrath, and I've got no death wish either from the bane within. Nor Kairos above, nor a Fatebinder of Tunan before me. You know, as a salesman, you always want to keep awkward silence open, force people to speak first. The old walls are indeed forbidden. There is no leniency in the interpretation of this law. I can sentence you now, Dirge, or I can hear your plea and adjudicate a fair ruling. I swear it, I've never gone inside the old walls. It's true, I've got no proof to say I've done nothing wrong, but Wrathrot's also got no proof to say I have, because nothing's happened aside from his ill-thought lies. So you're saying that you didn't chase that sage right into the old walls. That's what you're saying, boss. That you followed her but didn't go in. Wrathrot splits a vile grin, lips oozing wider with each accusation. He runs a tongue over his teeth, barely containing his violence and resentment. For a moment, you can see the whites of his eyes as he blinks away the shock, but it's quickly replaced with fury. You damn well know I didn't go in. He cocks his head to you, face flushed red as he explains. The thing is, me and Wrath had been chasing a sage clear from Lethians. I guess she figured she wasn't going to slip us, so she made a beeline for this breach in the old walls. I know the law, so I wasn't about to follow her in. He wets his lips before continuing. But I'd also be loath to let an enemy of the Overlord slither free, so I cornered her before she could make it past the breach. This asshole here is the one that slit her damn throat as I held her down. Now he's saying he watched me waltz right into the old walls without him. Oh, come on, Fatebinder. Are you going to believe that? I called you over here. I'm telling you what happened. Don't let him weasel out of a proper sentence. Why are you so eager for me to sentence Dirge, Wrathrot? Eager, the Horde member rubs at the back of his neck, ill at ease. I mean, just thinking, on account of Dirge being a true criminal under Kairos laws, he isn't really fit to lead this gang no more, so somebody like me ought to be running things. See, Fatebinder, all he has is scheming and lies. He knows he'll lose if he challenges me outright, so he thought he'd accuse me of a crime even when the voices couldn't dismiss. Alright. The penalty for false accusation is death by impalement. That's glorious. Can't wait to see the showing. Dirge flicks a vulgar hand gesture to his former subordinate. I'll make sure the whole gang's there to watch up close and personal. Nah, wait, you can't. This hasn't turned out right at all, Fatebiter. Please, have mercy. It's all a misunderstanding, you see? Well, that'll teach him to... Lantry looks down at his feet, lost in thought. To never ask a Fatebinder anything? I suppose if that's the precedent you wish to set, the choice of punishment is a good touch. I'm not sure the way... I thought that I was lying. I didn't think I was gonna... they said subterfuge. I thought I was lying to elicit an answer out of him. I didn't know it was gonna actually impale him. It said subterfuge, so I figured it was just a bluff. Damn, son. Everybody getting hung up now. Take some light leather boots. Hey, Fatebinder, I remember you from the Battle of Edgering. You made it sure Chorus got reinforcements after those disfavored idiots didn't leave any enemies alive to recruit. If you're ever in desperate need for supplies, feel free to loot one of the Chorus's caches. I'll mark it on your map. Just my way of saying thanks. Oh, cool. Hooray! There's Dalliance and Sickle Notch. Hold on, I'm stealing all your shit. Give me a second. What is that? A heavy bronze ridge helm. Definitely not going to work out so great for me, although that right there is probably all around beneficial to her. That'll give me more armor, and since I plan on being in the front lines or whatever, it might help. Light armor helmet gives me deflection, accuracy, and recovery. How does that hurt my recovery? Ugh, makes my recovery super slow, but you gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. It's all around better than what we had previously, though, so that's not too terrible. The Pillar of Courage. Let me clear some of this out of my inventory, too. Alright, so that looks fine. We'll throw some of this armor in there. And... I think that should be cool. So what's up with these guys, and how come their names don't show up? I guess they're just not important, maybe? And that's why it doesn't show up? They're just like NPCs that they figure you would never talk to? That's cool. Sanguinari. Look, we have matching hats. Let us conversate about this shared experience? Apparently too busy for me. These people over here look like they might be having some level of issue. We need the bodies, you muling pissers. Face red, veins popping in her neck. The Scarlet Fury screams at the horde cluster before her. She waves her arms wildly as she shouts, almost dance-like in her agility, a blade clutched in each hand. Unlike you cockered pig nuts, these conscripts can survive a battle. One of the horde members spits a blackish mix of herbs and phlegm at the Scarlet Fury's chest. So they say to save their necks, but what good's the word of oathbreakers and cowards? Furious and nearly faster than the naked eye can follow, she slashes a return strike. A splotch of red blooms across the offending spitter's chest, a match to her fresh sputum stain. The crowd tenses like a coiled spring, ready to hurl themselves into a bloody fracas. What's going on here? Fatebinder, yeah, Fatebinder, good of you to come along. The horde representative sneers and straightens himself taller, feeling self-important in the moment. You just saved this Fury's neck. I find that unlikely. Scarlet Furies don't surrender their necks to anybody without a fight. Your guts would have pooled around your feet before that happened. A damn slew of Oathbreakers came crawling to us less than a fortnight ago, so we trussed the lot up like beastmen for roast. Why should we welcome liars and defenders to guard our backs? The horde member spits again, but aims to the side this time, careful to avoid hitting the Scarlet Fury. Come now, Fatebinder, you're a clever sort. Tell us your thoughts. We ought to throw them in the pit, let the lone survivor join us. It's the way of the chorus, right, boss? The pit serves for merriment and to weed out fen-sucked weaklings like you, the Fury snaps at the horde member. She turns and adds, in this case it would be but a waste of resources. These are a part of the splinter that held off the disfavored Avendrians well for many months. We should integrate them into my unit of Furies. I'll hear you out, then settle as a Fatebinder. Scarlet Fury cocks a nod of agreement. I'll be sated just to have the squabbling done with. We can't win a war with only fish-necked slatterns and a sea of blood. We need skilled fighters to wield our blades. Scarlet Chorus doesn't lack for meat to throw at the enemy, but is always in need of experience, if you ask me. Those with training should go to the Scarlet Furies. Anything less would be a waste of talent. Might be made of tearsmen, but we're loyal to Kairos. The Chorus ain't open to can open cattle called any turncoat who's got a sharpened weapon and a decent pair of boots. He licks a sooty thumb. Toss him in the pit, boss, and I'll donate a share of the proceeds to you. Captives will go to the Furies. Scarlet Fury salutes you brusquely but with honor. I'll see them assigned to a suicide mission at once. If the Henpeckers survive that, they'll be worthy to serve my Furies. A cruel fate for those who once defied the Chorus, but at least you're offering them another chance to live. Let's hope they make the best of your mercy. And there you go.
I got it.
Another problem solved, because that's just the kind of nice guy that I am. I come through, I render out some judgment, let people know that I got their backs, boo-boo. There's the voices right there. I can't go into any of these houses, but there is treasure over here. Help myself real quick. Voices of Nerat regards you with an unreadable expression. Sometimes we ponder the great unwieldy thing that is our army. We try to imagine ourselves elsewhere on some distant shore without a care in the world. But then we would miss all of the mayhem, the carnage, and the beautiful chorus of screams that follows. Better to stay the course and have a little fun, eh, Fatebinder? As if proclaiming and resolving the same edict weren't impressive enough, you found that temerity would reject graven ash and support our right to conquer these lands. You deserve a just reward when this is over, but it's too early to congratulate ourselves while there's still plenty of war to fight. What do you need to know? We're dizzy with answers. Well, I'd like to talk strategy. Of course you have questions. We'd be disappointed if you didn't have any. Our first priority is to humiliate that piss bucket Graven Ash, but we'll have a better chance of it once every corner of the tiers is wearing red. Do you see our design, Fatebinder? Does our madness complement our method? We will invite every man, woman, and child who draws breath and occupies this fingernail of a peninsula to join the Scarlet Chorus. And how do you expect to do that? By understanding them, of course. The Tearsmen are a passionate folk. You can't expect to win their cooperation with the ignorant, uninformed vision of a foreign power. Conquest is a delicate matter. It needs feeding, watering, soft caresses, a lullaby before bed. We will invite the leaders of the resistance to join us. If we have their leaders, the people will follow. You will bring them to us, yes, chiefs and the assets of the chiefdom? As for how you factor into the plans, that is in part up to you. We have many ingots in the fire. It's more of a question of what piques your interests. The Blade Grave is a beautiful pocket of disorder. An edict sheds the land to ribbons, and the soldiers by the hundreds are led into the furnace of war. Angry sons of old stalwart, dubbing themselves unbroken, clash spears with the disfavored. We can use the edict and the conflict to our benefit. They keep the disfavored occupied and the tears within our grasp. While these idiot juggernauts bash each other to ruin, we can extract what we need. The daughter of Graven Ash has been a prisoner to these stalwart wretches. Secure her for us and fetch her to the cacophony straight away. Inviting Ash's progeny into the fold is an advantage we cannot ignore. Seek out also Jagged Remedy in Trapper's Junction. He's cornered a beleaguered unit of Unbroken. Help him recruit their leader, Matthias, into the fold, that he might help us reach the Jewel of the Realm, the great keep of the Sentinel Stand. A document of great power, the Silent Archive, rests in the Burning Library. The archive is said to hold many secrets, any of which we can twist to our advantage. One of our gang bosses, the Censor, seeks the entrance to this queenly treasure. Aid her in the search and dispatch her back to us with any findings. Report back to us when you're finished. Our intelligence may be of use to you. Okay. Looks like I'll get started with the Blade Grave then. I'll travel to Trapper's Junction, where our trusted agent Jagged Remedy and his gang have a foothold in the Blade Grave. Speak with him and bring us the Scion of Ash. And take care, dear Fatebinder, that the winds don't unravel the skin from your body. Help! Fatebinder, help! Over here, you can't let them torture me. Please, do something. Convict me if you can't set me free. Whether I can help you or not depends on whether or not you're willing to join the chorus. Are you toying with me? I'd sooner die. It's only a matter of time before they toss me to the voices, whether I serve them or not. Well, what crimes have you committed that warrant my involvement? She perks up at your response, sauntering closer to the bars of her cage. Well, let's see. There was the time I killed an ox, even knowing they were rare. It was an accident, but I still rode her right off that bluff. She strokes the bars, she thinks. I once spit on my mother. She was furious when she found me dabbling with earth magics. I frigged my cousin when we were 15. Set a mountainside on fire. Oh, and Kairos is my middle name. Let's see. None of these crimes warrant punishment more severe than you will suffer at the hands of your interrogators. Unfortunately, actually, no, nice try, but I don't appreciate being used. The chorus keeps you. Curse you, Fatebinder! She rattles the bars of her cage and the ground around you trembles. Have you no human decency? Curse the lot of you, the chorus and Kairos too. All of you be damned to the Archons. Hope the crows eat your corpse on the battlefield. I've been in her situation, and I recall soliciting passers-by for a mercy killing now and again, but legally her knowledge and magical training is the property of Kairos, not something that one can discard on a whim. And with that, we're out of time. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here. I will see you all in the next episode of Tyranny. Get the game for yourself down below if you wanted to check it out. And I'll see you all when next we meet. Bye, everybody.